This is Professor KVH. Now I am here to teach you the concept of educational technology in the English medium version, which is the part of education third paper, especially in B.Ed first semester. Dear students, educational technology is a field of study that investigates the process of analyzing, designing, developing, implementing, and even evaluating the instructional environment and learning materials in order to improve the teaching and learning. Especially, it is important to keep in the mind that the purpose of the educational technology is to improve education. The very important concept of specially education technologies to improve education. So we must define the goals and needs of education first, and then we use all our knowledge, including technology, to design the most effective learning environment for the students. Instructional technology can also be seen as a process of solving educational problems and concerns, which might include motivation, discipline, the dropout rate, school violence, basic skills, critical thinking, and the whole list of educational concerns. First, the problem is identified, an analysis of the factors of the problem is made, and possible solutions to the problems are presented. Then the students' population and the curriculum are analyzed. The very next step is to select the most appropriate instructional strategies for the particular situation. Next, instructional materials and resources are selected that are suitable for the curriculum and the mode of instruction chosen. So finally, the program is implemented, evaluated, and revised as needed in order to meet the stated goals for the school environment. That means the educational technology and with the learning materials today have greatly expanded because of the various technological advances. Because the instructional materials include more conventional materials such as the blackboard, because already we know it's a very traditional thing, blackboard, overhead projector, that's called, we are calling as OHP, televisions, VCRs, DVDs, slide projectors, and the very as well newer materials such as a computer, various software applications, LCD projectors, camcorders, digital cameras, scanners, internet, satellites, interactive TVs, audio, video conferencing, especially artificial intelligence, and so on. Even today, just we have also been for those softwares like just we are calling as some this the miniature OSs like Androids, iTunes, because what we are doing, the teachers in the public schools especially and faculty at the universities need to understand what type of materials are available, because nowadays almost all we are using mobiles in our hand. I think you would have seen most of the internet classes are going on, how actually to use them, why they should be used, when they should be used, and how to integrate them into the teaching and learning environment in order to meet the ultimate goal of improving education. The teacher also need to seriously consider how these newer materials can affect what and how we learn and teach. So the issue of what these materials are actually, how to use them in the very first step, because we cannot say that we are all perfect in especially using these materials, but we must quickly begin to discuss how these materials should be used and how they affect the curriculum and instruction in our schools. Technology can be used to perpetuate a teacher-led, knowledge-based in learning approach, or it can be used to help us implement a student-centered, because we need this. Constructivist and the progressive approach. We need to help teachers to understand the bigger picture, how now the technology can revolutionize education. Just teaching teachers how to use the technology will lead to enhancing a knowledge level special educational system in educational system. So teaching them the real patience of technology, potentiality of a technology will lead to prompting higher level thinking and even independent learning and even lifelong learning. So especially the skills and issues that need to be addressed by teachers are vast. To help in understanding actually what these skills and issues are, the coordinators of the education technology, especially most of the in schools and in our classes, they create a list of what you call regarding of educational technology materials. So these are items that actually the faculty at the universities need to understand. So the faculty at the college level need to understand, or the faculty at the schools level need to understand, so actually that they can incorporate them into their own teaching and even thus help the very presentive teachers understand them so that they can more effectively utilize technology in their own teaching as well. Dear students, remember in all of these areas of educational technology that the goals of improving a very specific aspect of a teaching and learning comes first. The technologies are selected to help us meet these goals. Especially when we are thinking about the software tools, word processing, database, spreadsheets, telecommunications, presentations, authoring, graphic paint programs. So teachers needs to know how actually these should be used, how to teach them to students and even how and why to use them in the specially classrooms. When we are talking about the types of softwares were called drilling and practicing, tutorials or computer based instruction and even simulations, teachers needs to know what these are as well as why and when and how to incorporate them into their teaching. Because nowadays what happens, equipment using or equipment usage, especially when we are calling some these hardwares like digital cameras, scanners, camcorders, CD writers, computers, modems, printers, VCR, LCD projectors, just some these called what do you call for DVDs. So teachers need to know how actually that to use them and how they can be used in the classroom. Because nowadays what actually our classroom becomes multimedia integrated rooms. Dear students, today's classroom is a multimedia integrated room because create and find graphics, images, audio files, video files and animations important. These multimedia objects into their presentation and learning materials. Understand how actually and why the integration of multimedia help them to teach and how it helped the students to learn. One thing I had to tell you before earlier to this concept, that the audiovisual concept. So understand what these actually and how to incorporate them into the educational process. Various teaching methods are the best utilize of these tools. Understand how these can affect how we learn. Some radios, tape recorders, CDs. Nowadays the radio is outdated. Now we can just putting some inserting chip cards, USB portals, as we are calling as the motion hard disk systems. So when the classroom is configured, how to best equip and just utilize technology in the classroom, how to use the technology in the classroom. Classrooms need multimedia technology in each classroom that teachers need to access to teaching computers, LCD projectors, scanners and even other equipments, especially what just I told earlier. Teachers need to be able to quickly use this equipment and access softwares when needed. Teachers need to be able to access the display, the internet, and how to utilize the internet software programs, presentation software, videotapes, and so on in their teaching methods. Classrooms also need softwares and equipment available to their students. Nowadays, web boards and web pages are very popular. So how to use it, how to set up discussion groups for the students, how actually to post assignments and readings, and how to use it for students to post their assignments. Teachers needs to understand how actually this technology can affect their teaching approach, especially in the classroom. Because especially in the matter of web pages, we create web pages, how to use them in their teaching and why they should use them. Web pages can have many functions for displaying information and even creating students' interaction. Web pages can also be used for helping students be more independent learners. And internet today, it's very common thing when just you having a mobile in your hand. But I am just requesting to all the students, please don't utilize internet for only social medias like what just we are using: WhatsApps, Facebooks, Instagrams, Twitters. Instead of these, we have so many things to operate, especially to be a teacher of tomorrow. What it is, how to use it, and how to incorporate it just into teaching and learning process. Teachers need to know actually how this search for information, how correctly just analyzing and even evaluate this information. Because we have also the concept is called FTP, File Transfer Protocol. Talent email, mailing lists, news groups. So teachers needs to know how this powerful system can affect what is learned and how learning best occur. So dear students, so this is about the educational technology history. Actually, what is educational technology? Just I have brought to a kind consideration the very brief general meaning of educational technology according to the nowadays, because I have not referred any textbook, because what just I went through some information just I gathered from internet and even whatever just I learnt. With this I conclude the very introduction class of educational technology. So in my next period I will discuss another part of education technology, the definitions and its scope. So thank you very much. Once again, this is Professor KVH. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Take care of yourself. Be safe in your home. Thank you very much.